Hello, welcome in everybody. Okay, so let's get myself pulled up here. Welcome in everybody. We are in the Crafty Friends Unite event group. It is hosted by Miss Amy from Crafts by Amy, and today is gathered together. So, you know, anything Thanksgiving, anything about coming together, I think it is a really fun event. Hey there, thank you, dear. I appreciate you, my friend. And up after me at 10 o'clock, so I have 45 minutes, well, a little bit less than 45 minutes, but at 10 o'clock, we will be going to see Kathy with Happy Crafting Circle. So make sure that you stay in the free group and then just refresh your page, and Miss Amy will have her shared so that you can enjoy what she will be crafting for you guys. Okay, so I am making sure that I'm where I need to be, and we're gonna get started. So I love the idea that the crafter right before me had of using a shell cutout, because we always have like all kinds of different things from different seasons, but being able to repurpose them, I love that. And she used a shell to make the feathers for her turkey, and I thought that was just genius. So I'm going to be taking that little bit of inspiration and using it in the future for myself, because I am pretty darn certain that I have something like that sitting somewhere in all of my craft stash. So yeah. So thank you so much for the inspiration. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so I can see comments. I don't want to hear myself though, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me twice. So we're definitely not doing that one. Okay. Let me get y'all over this way and turned down so that you can see what it is that I have on my table, and hope that you guys can see everything. Alright, so this is what I have up on my table today. We are going to be decoupaging on some bingo cards, and so I have a cute little napkin, and I love because it does say thankful and blessed, and there's pumpkins and all kinds of beautiful things on here. I also have this old calendar from last year, and it has a really cute little turkey and like a pie and some stuff, so we'll probably fussy cut some of these items out to add it to that as well. So yeah, just stick around, let's play together, and let's enjoy our time together. I don't know if we'll get through making all of them, but I thought it would be a fun idea to show you guys. Okay, so let me start by getting a brush right quick. And next, let's find something to use to put some of this glue on. Okay, so I'm gonna be using I'm just gonna be using regular school glue, okay? But thank you guys for popping in. I know it's late on a Monday evening, and you know, it tends to get I don't know, but usually Mondays are a little chaotic. You know, it's the first day back to school. It's the first day of the week, so a lot of people are going back to work as well. So it's just a lot going on, and we understand that. Um, so today, on Mondays, I normally teach. Hello there, Miss Valerie. So on Mondays I teach, and today was a little bit of an extra long day because not only are we off next week, obviously, for the holidays, but then the following week we're supposed to be virtual, because the house that we meet at, the other teacher, her and her family are going on vacation, so they'll be out of town, so we won't be meeting in person. So had to take a little bit longer time with my students, because essentially we had to cover 2 weeks worth of stuff. Yes, we are playing bingo. Hello, welcome, welcome. How is everybody? How are you, MJ? Thank you for popping in, my friend. I appreciate you. So yeah, so if you guys find, you know, when you're in a garage sale, or if you go to a thrift store and you find yourself, you know, bingo cards, grab those bingo cards. They are so much fun to alter. So I'm sure you guys have heard of ATC cards, right? ATC cards are your artist trading cards. And so a lot of people tend to know what those are. And you normally make those with playing cards, right? Well, you know, you can alter anything. Hey there, Inswan. How are you? I know you have a dauber for that, because I saw you use one the other day in your craft, and I was so happy to see that. That was so much fun. I actually have a dauber that I got in one of my cruises for when, because I do like to play bingo, so it's one of the things I'll normally splurge and spend a little bit on when I'm on vacation. That's usually about like the one thing I will do. But yeah, that's about it. That's about the base of, or the bulk of my splurging when it comes like to like extra spending. Because I guess I'm very frugal, and my mind is, look, I've already paid for like my food and my entertainment and, you know, all the stuff, so why am I gonna pay for like other things? So I normally don't, but I'll at least play 1 or 2 rounds of bingo, because I think that's fun. It's just hilarious. And depending on the cruise director, the person calling the numbers out, it can be so much fun to just be there. So that's one of the reasons why I like to do it. I am so glad to hear that you are feeling better. I am so glad to hear that. And of course, you feel better, so we're back in the craft room, because that's where our happiest spot is, right? So I'm glad to hear that, my friend. I'm really happy. Alright. Oh, in Swan, you have inspired me with utilizing the shell form for wings for my turkey. So I am going to be going and digging up my summer stuff and seeing if I have any shell shapes that will work, so that I can use it to make some turkeys, because I think that was just a stroke of genius right there. I love trying to think outside of the box and trying to find, you know, that different way to use our supplies that we already overbuy anyways. So if we can use it in more than one season, even better, right? Because we tend to buy too many sometimes of some things. So like napkins, I buy way too many napkins, just saying. And if you know me, you know I do. I have a napkin issue. I love to decoupage, so I have lots of napkins. Some might say maybe a little too much. But thank you for joining me today here in Miss Amy's group. Again, we are in the Crafty Friends Unite group. And I always have a funny story to tell when it comes to this group, because if you guys know the group that I have, it has a very similar name. And it used to be, you know, that it had the word unite in the name. Well, one day I was looking for my group, and Miss Amy's group popped up. And I was like, what? So it wasn't too long after that I ended up taking the word unite out of my group, just so that I wouldn't get confused. I mean, they are so versatile. Like, seriously, you can use napkins, you know, you can decoupage any type of paper product. You can use them for any of your paper crafts, like journaling. You can use them obviously with, you know, wood or stone or ceramic, or I mean, you name it. You can use napkins with pretty much anything. So, absolutely love it. It is so versatile. Something as simple as this, you know, quickly changes the whole face of something. Like, you know, now I have this whole you know, fall looking bingo card instead of just the plain Jane, right? So I think it's pretty cool. And I am pulling paper napkin part off down here at the bottom because I want it to look a little distressed. So I'm doing this on purpose, y'all. Okay, there's always some kind of logic to my madness. Just saying, if you ever wondered. At least I think there's some logic to my madness. So, and I would say that I guess as long as I think that I'm good, we're good. But y'all stay tuned. We still have several creators left for today, so you definitely want to stay and watch and see what they'll be doing, because yeah. And think about it, these would be pretty cool, because if you wanted to, so this is the top layer, and I do have a napkin that has some darker tones to it. You could either go with the second layer that is more of a ghost image, and then the numbers would be a lot more visible, and you could still use these to play at Thanksgiving. How fun would that be, right? Or you could use these to write a person's name on them, and they could be like the little placeholders. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I just think it's fun. Let me give me some more glue. I just wanted to jazz these up just a little bit, you know. I thought it would be fun to do. These are great to add into your journals because they are, you know, most bingo cards are hard, so they make great, you know, like you can turn it into a tag. You can add a spot where you could journal and write on the back of your, or even the front, wherever you want, really. I mean, at the end of the day, it is your craft. So. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Let's... I just put blue on my cup over here. So most bingo cards tend to have a shiny side and a dull side. I try to use the dull side just because that means that it's more porous, and so it'll be easier for whatever it is that you're trying to adhere to actually adhere. But it'll depend. I mean, you can always scuff up, you know, with a sander just a little bit. You could always scuff up your card just so that you have that surface for the glue and the napkin to hold on to. And again, this is just a very simple technique, but something so simple can really transform something simple like this into a whole new product, right? It's a SpongeBob card. Yeah, it is a SpongeBob card. It needs to soak it all up. It needs to be porous and soak it up. Soak it up, Buttercup. Alright, and I'm just bringing it over the edges here. Again, nothing too crazy, really. We're just adding so that it will hold it here in the back. And then this, I'm actually gonna just tear it off. Okay. I will let that dry. See, so now this has it up here. And then this last one, let's see if we can get blessed and you know, the beginning of thank on here. So we'll just put it all on the top there. If you guys missed watching Miss Amy, she was doing some hand painting earlier. of some gourds and pumpkins. That was super cute as well. Definitely need to check that out. Like I said, lots of talented creators out here that could inspire us in so many different ways, you know. Has somebody else decoupaged bingo card before? Yeah, probably. Did they do it exactly like me? Probably not, or maybe they did. At the end of the day, we have to remember that we're here to create, inspire others, and my dad would always say, there is nothing new under the sun. So we need to be grateful that we have the ability to share stuff. And, I always want to thank all the creators that are on any platform, because every single one inspires me. I'll take bits and pieces from different inspiration and do my own thing in my own way. And I'm very grateful to have the ability to be on here with y'all and just show you a little bit of what I like to do. Again, I'm not a painter, by no means, y'all. I see some of these wonderful creators on here and they can paint up a storm. I mean, like a huge storm, and I'm just in awe. I can't sit down and hear them paint, You ask me to paint or draw somebody, you're gonna get a stick person. My kids swear that I'm good at drawing, but I don't think so. It's like, now my son, he's another story. Oh, thank you, MJ. You inspire me, sweetheart. So I'm very grateful for you. Thank you. It's like I was watching Amy painting her pumpkins and gourds earlier, and I was just like, I love to paint, but you are not gonna get me trying to draw those out there. If it's a stencil or something that I can trace to put down, sure, but like me come up with it, that's not happening. I can paint inside the lines. I went to kindergarten and I was taught to paint inside the lines, so I can do that. I can definitely do that. But like, oh my gosh, there's a few on here. So let's see, Colleen from a couple of Tralalas, and the Rustic Mustard Seed. Like, I'll see them painting gingerbread or snowmen, like, metal items, and I'm just like, how do you even do that? That's what you're doing. It was a stencil. See, I didn't catch that part. But yeah, it was really cute. I was like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. Alright, so when you guys are fussy cutting something, and fussy cutting just means to try to cut close to the image, you want to move your paper, not your scissors, because honestly, it tends to be aggravating if you're trying to do this. Plus, I have issues with my wrist, and I learned real quick that if I'm constantly, moving my wrist like that, oh, I'll fussy cut one item and that's it. That I'm done. At least this way I can fussy cut a few pieces before just the tension of holding the scissors gets to my carpal tunnel, and then my wrist goes to hurting too. So I'm like, darn it. So I need to get better at getting my Cricut to do my cutting for me, or my brother scan and cut. I need to really get those two back to working for me, instead of just here under their cover collecting dust. Well, they're under a cover to not collect dust, but you know what I mean. So, hey, Pinterest, y'all, you can get a good bunch of ideas on Pinterest. And again, those creative people sharing, you know, to inspire us, that's how I see it. They are inspiring us, right? So, yeah. That's how I see it. I'm like, oh, this creative person came up with XYZ and that looks really cool. I don't have exactly the same stuff, but I could maybe use this, or, well, I didn't really like that, so let me do this instead. That's the thing. Inspiration comes from all over the place, you know? You might be looking at your favorite baked good and decide that you're gonna go make a what's it called, a fake bake that looks like it, right? Down the Pinterest hole we go. Down the Pinterest hole we go. Who has not gone down that Pinterest hole? I mean, for real. I think we all have, sometime or another. Okay, so I'm going, because it was cut at the edge, I'm going to use it up at the edge just because I'm kind of, you know, OCD on things like that. So I'm just going to glue it up top here. You could do it like right here at the edge of the boxes as well. That would work. I might do that so I can keep the word bingo. So then let's actually add it over here. Like that. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's why you don't crochet much. Yeah, my daughter taught herself how to crochet. And it's funny because when she came to me and she's like, Mom, I want to learn to crochet. And I'm like, sweetheart, I'm like, out of all the crafts that you could have wanted to learn to do, you had to go pick like one of the things I do not know. And I do not do. I'm like, let me tell you, your great grandmother, my grandmother, tried her best to teach me how to knit. Because that's what she did. Nope. No, I tested that woman's patience. So, but I did learn how to cross stitch from her, and I can still do that, and I can still embroider some, and so, you know, I did learn some things. Okay. We're gonna add our turkey over here. I think I like how he looks over here by the pumpkin. I think he looks so cute. So up after me is Miss Kathy from Happy Crafting Circle. Again, you can see all of today's presenters in Crafty Friends Unite event group. Okay. You can watch everyone there. And hopefully you will take the time to go and see who popped on, get inspired, maybe try something that you've never done before that might interest you, you know, piques your interest. Oh, you're talking about the ones that already have the iron on? Yeah, those ones are easy. I prefer to do those ones Honestly, I do, especially now, because many times if I do go to do any type of needlework, I do not want to sit there and have to start counting to figure out where what am I doing. You know, I'm normally trying to do stuff to de-stress, not to be stressed. And if I have to count, you know, yeah, that would totally stress me out. So I totally understand that. Completely. But there's lots of little kits that you can find like that, or even iron-on things, iron-on patterns that you can do for when you have like the roll. But yeah, I've done them. Like I said, you would think I teach math. You would think that I would love to do anything like that, right? Count the numbers, this, that, the other. That I would love quilting because it's all about geometry, and no. No, 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 no. Mine, I love when my numbers stay on my piece of paper. That's it. That's it. Oh, really? What do you mean it drives you crazy? Why? What don't you like about them? Now I'm curious, Miss Amy. What is it about them already being on that you don't like? Please do tell. Alright. If you know me, I don't like straight corners. So I am rounding my cards, okay? This is just a mini little rounder that I keep on my desk at all times. I have a three size rounder, but yeah. The Grinch one is slightly off. Well, then you can fix it. You know, you can always compensate. I mean, we do that all the time in crafting, don't we? We compensate when things aren't right. You keep trying to figure out where the next stitch goes. Really? I tried latch hook one time. I'm not a big fan of it. Okay, I am going to grab some stickers so we can add on here some sticker goodies. Because while I like that, I want there to be more on there. They didn't do great with the... Oh, they had a Grinch one. Oh, see, now I'm gonna have to go find it. Now I'm gonna have to go find it. Was it in like the Christmas section? Because I have tried to stay clear of the holiday section of Hobby Lobby. I went in to see what papers they brought in for Christmas this year. That was it. I was out of there because I know myself. I will be spending way too much. Okay, so let's see if I have any stickers in here that we can use. I wonder if they didn't do good because it was a seasonal kit. I wonder if that was the issue. I like this one right here. It's in the Christmas section. Okay, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to go now, because I would love to sit down and do something like that while I'm watching TV, watching my new show. So this is a washi sticker. So you see, by using a washi sticker, I can still see the numbers in the background. So I like that. Okay, this owl looks weird his feet are here, but he's like, his head's like, oh, he looks like he needs to be laying down. So I don't think I'm gonna use him because he looks weird. My new show is Once Upon a Time on Disney. And I'm on season 2. And I'm excited. Because they left me on a cliffhanger. So, and I know that there's several seasons for it, so that's fine. That's all. I'm good with that. Okay. This one is not pre-cut, which means that I'm going to have to cut it. So just like we did when fussy cutting, I'm going to try to cut as close as I can. And this is a PET, so that means it's going to be like the clear plastic, okay? So I don't know if anybody's ever seen that show before or not, but I'm on season 2. I was like, I need a new show to watch. Oh, really? Okay. Well, like I said, I'm just on season 2 now because, like I said, I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this one. I binged watched a few movies that were like, so I watched all of the, I do need to watch Wicked though, but I watched the ones with the villain kids. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name anymore. I watched all 4 of those movies and all the like little side things. Then I watched all 4 of the zombie movies that they had on Disney as well. Where's the cheerleader and the zombie? Watched all 4 movies of those and the little side thing that they had as well. And obviously I watched my Jack and all the good things that I had to watch around that you know, the Halloween season, because cannot not watch My Nightmare Before Christmas. So then I was like, well, what am I gonna watch now? Because I even watched my cooking show. So I decided that's what I was gonna watch. So Descendants, that's it. Yeah, I watched the Descendant movies. Those were fun. Of course, they left you on a cliffhanger at the end of 4, so they better be making a 5. That's all I'm gonna say. And yes, I love watching Disney still. I know, I'm a little kid. I still love to watch Disney. I think it's fun to do. You get inspired. All the things. You know, there's still a lot of good, wholesome stuff out there. Don't get me wrong. Disney, just like Nickelodeon and all those other ones did, you know, they all go off the rail sometimes, but ooh, this one's fun. I like this one with the camera, but I don't think that matches. That don't match. Ooh, I know. I saw that it was it was out or coming out this week, and I'm like, I'm like, well, I need to rewatch the other one. So, yeah, because if not, I'm gonna be lost, and that's not good. You don't want to be lost when you're watching a movie, because that's no fun. being lost. So. Dirty Dancing! Oh, you're talking about the new one? They did a new one? Okay, I'm sorry, but Dirty Dancing is Patrick Swayze. That's it. That's the only one. Don't be messing with a classic is all I'm gonna say. That man was Hello, how are you doing, Miss Beatrice? Welcome. Well, I hope that you had a safe travel, since you said you were just coming in from town. No, that's gonna get lost. But I can do a faux stamp. That won't get lost. That'll be pretty. Jennifer Grey was supposedly working on the new Dirty Dancing. Ooh. Yeah, no. All I'm gonna say is they need to leave some stuff, they need to leave some things alone. And that was one that needs to be left alone. That's all I'm gonna say. Because, yeah, you can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. They did good with Top Gun, because I was like, if y'all mess with my Top Gun, I'm gonna tell you. Especially because they waited so long, and I'm like, okay, Tom Cruise ain't hot like when the movie first came out. So, how's that gonna be? I was really questioning that one, I was really, really questioning that one. But they did good with it. They did good with it, I'll give them that. But there's just some things, y'all. There's just some things you just don't mess with. And if you can't have the original actors, especially if they passed, I would say you just need to leave well enough alone. Right? That's what I think. You just need to leave well enough alone. Sometimes some things are better left with the wonderful memory. No, you can't. So unless somehow this is years down the road and it's her daughter with someone or something, and it's the daughter from Baby and Patrick Swayze, and he's passed or something like that, I could maybe go for. Maybe. But just to try to remake it, no. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Do not touch it. It's kind of like what they had to do with the Fast and the Fast and the Furious. Thank you so much, Miss Amy. I'm just gonna put this last sticker on if it'll cooperate with me, and we're gonna go over and watch Miss Kathy. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for chit-chatting with me. Hopefully, if you are not already following me, you maybe like today's craft and the chit chat and want to come and hang out with me again. And I would love to have you. So yeah, I mean, look at these. These will be going into one of my fall upcoming journals for sure. I still need to find something to put there. But I think they came out pretty cute. A cute little fall item. Very, very Thanksgiving-y, right? Because it's that time of the year. We have our turkeys, our pumpkins. So thank you again for being here, guys. I really truly do appreciate every single one of you for popping in, and for all of those who will even watch the replays. So thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you guys again and you will come back and see me. And right now, let's go over and see the rest of today's creators.